Welcome to the wonderful world of wellness with Dr. Andy Mencia. This medical program heard from 7 to 7:30 each Saturday right here on WSBR 740 AM is brought to you by the Adult and Geriatric Center under the medical direction of geriatrician Dr. Andy Mencia. So let's see. It's Saturday
let's
again.
see.
It's Saturday again. So
No, it's our day.
our day together. Oh, I look forward to it so much. So
And
what is
Charlie.
and Charlie's here, a little doggy.
Yeah.
All right. So what is the big word for today?
Physically and mentally staying active.
Okay. How do we do that?
I have one of my patients who was talking to me yesterday, and she's basically spent the whole day at the synagogue. She said, Dr. Mencia, it was a quiet day. It was kind of a quiet day. I was so bored at home. I didn't want, she had nothing to do. She said, instead of staying home, I said, what do I do? And he said, well, I can go to the synagogue and see. So they started cleaning the synagogue and doing things and doing that. And she said, I spent the whole day. It was so many things to do.
Yeah.
So, we all go to a church or a synagogue and
Or a senior center.
or senior center. And, there are stuff out there that are for-profit. There are many things that are, not for-profit. And those things that are not for-profit, like, feeding the homeless or taking care of the homeless or going to the hospital that are not for profit, that are, that take care of the poor. And, keeping them company and doing things. Just going to a stranger somewhere in some hospital in this world and go there and say, can I do anything for you? Do you need anything? Do you mind going out there and get me a glass of cold water? I want a really glass of cold water. And just go and get a glass of cold water and bring it to that stranger. That is a physical, because you are moving, but it's also mental. It's also spiritual. So I was saying, wow, like I learned from this lady so much yesterday. Because even though she was off, nothing to do,
How old was she, Dr. Mencia? About?
Probably
80s?
in her 70s, late 70s.
70s.
Mid 70s. Nothing to do. I said, wow, let me go and devote myself to God today. And to her church, to her synagogue, to,
You
her,
bring up a
to
very-
her place of prayer.
You bring a good
So
point
those
up.
are three things that she's doing.
Yeah.
I was, I listened to all the things I learned from this woman.
Okay.
It was physical activity. It was mental activity, because you're staying mentally active. And it was spiritual, because you are doing something good for people that won't even notice that you did it.
Very good point. And I believe that a lot of people have this opportunity. I have said for many years, you live in these big condos, and nobody really knows if you're who you're living next door to. But if you find someone and you happen to, let's say, you like to cook and you could make soup, and the person next door has a car, you don't have a car. Why don't you make soup for that person and let them drive you around and then become a friend? I think
Exactly.
everybody needs a friend.
Everybody needs a friend, and some people are so afraid to open up to friendship. They are afraid, especially men, more than women. Women will make friends much easier than men. Maybe we are more paranoid than you ladies. I don't know.
You're pretty friendly, though. You're pretty friendly, but
Yeah. I think I was a woman in my other life.
no, you just have the best traits of the man and the woman.
Thank you. I had a good mother.
Yeah.
She taught me well.
Yes, mothers. I've always
Yeah.
said that a good mother
Yeah,
makes you
she
feel
taught
that way.
me well.
That's true. Okay, but let's just keep going on with this. So let's hit the first thing. Let's talk about staying maybe physically active, and then we'll go back.
Right.
It'll help mental.
Right. So, well, they go hand in hand. So that's very good what you say. Then one might hurt mental. Absolutely. They can go hand in hand. So imagine things that we can do to stay physically active. And it could be around your own home, like I do all weekend. I go and I look, what do I need to do in the home today? What do I need to fix today? And there are times that I say, nothing. I'm going to go ahead and enjoy myself and
Go
go
swimming
for
in
a
your
swim
pool.
in my pool, or just do nothing, enjoy the view, or just sit outside and get some fresh air, like I did yesterday afternoon in the evening when I got home. I
It was
sat
beautiful
outside in
yesterday.
the swing, and it was the breeze coming from the
moon?
east, the moon. I said, wow. And I said, I'm just going to sit here and relax. And I did that for about 3 or 4 hours.
Really?
Just sat there and just relaxed.
Because you never get to do that, do you?
And took some selfish picture.
Oh, enjoying yourself. You
Enjoy
deserve
myself.
it.
Yeah, just relaxing. So relaxing, sometimes when you relax and you meditate, that's mental. That's soothing the mind, soothing the mental portion. Because when you do that, then you regenerate and you come up with great idea, great business idea, great thing to do. What else can I do for my practice to make it better? But physically, so many things we can do. Just go for a walk. We're talking about going for bike riding or going jogging, and you can increase the level of activity. The problem is when we, let's say, go for a walk. I do martial arts. I'm a grandmaster now in Taekwondo. Make me feel like an old man, but I'm a grandmaster. And the thing is, when we go for a walk, what we need to do is what we call in martial art mind over matter. We need to put our mind into what we are doing, not let the mind wander. But let's say when I go for a walk, I take my mind and work on my core posture, my body. Is my body well positioned? Am I breathing properly? Am I, I'm exercising my leg. Am I getting good circulation? You start thinking of your extremity, your lower extremity, your abdomen. Bring your abdomen in and then work on your breathing, relaxing those abdominal muscles. Just let it all hang out. And then bring it back in and tune your muscle up. Are you swinging your arm properly when you are walking? Are you making enough good swing with your arms? And work on that breathing. When you take a deep breath. When I'm doing my exercises, I always think of the air of a color. I put a color on the air, like the beautiful blue you have on today. So I can make the air blue, I can make it red, I can make it pink.
Wow, I love this.
And then I inhale that color air. And when I exhale, I let that color air come back outside with a little bit of the old air that is colorless. And I want to let that colorless air out because that's the bad one, that's the old one. Get it out of your system. And inhale that air with color again, deep into your lungs.
I've never heard this before. I love this.
So,
Okay.
when we're doing meditation, we do the same thing. We color the air. Just color the air around you. And you sit in a yoga posture or, in a meditation posture or sit in the sofa and you take a deep inhalation with that color air. And the color of the air is the color that you want. You choose your color. Because remember that meditation is an individual thing. You can do it in a group, but if you have 1,000 people meditating, you have 1,000 individuals meditating.
The rainbow of colors.
A rainbow of color. So each person will create their own color. And when you walk, you can walk and you can imagine that scenery in front of you. You can be walking in the beach. But in front of you, you can see the mountains of Hawaii as you walk with a waterfall on one side. And you can just walk into that. And in the waterfall, you see that river next to you with flowers floating on it. And you just keep walking and viewing your view. It's your view. It's your life. It's your world when you exercise.
So what you're doing, though, now is you're exercising, but you're mentally.
Absolutely.
So you're doing
You
both.
need to get mentally involved in what you are doing because you're going to take more advantage of your exercise. You're going to burn more calorie, less chance of getting hurt, and more motivation to keep exercising.
That's beautiful.
And then, once you do this and you embrace this as you, being part of you, and you believe in this, and these are free advice. This is free. It costs us nothing. I don't have a tape to sell you to tell you this. You either listen, pencil talk, grab the pencil, listen to the recording when it's going to be put in YouTube, and go back and listen 20 times. This is free information.
I love this. I'm very excited. I can't wait to go for a walk this morning and look at my color.
Yeah. And when you do this every day of your life, you embrace this, then you look forward to it. Yeah. Then you're going to sleep better. You're going to eat better. You're going to feel better. You're going to have better blood pressure, less chances of diabetes. You have a healthier life. And
do you tell this to your patients?
Of course, yes. I educate my patient. I sit down with my patient and spend time with them and educate my patient. What those that want to listen? I had a patient that it was the poor lady. She's demented, and the daughter is so stoic and so rough, and I couldn't break in. And I even went close to her face. I said, "Honey, smile. It's okay." I said, "Are you under stress?" She goes, "No, I don't know what that is." But her face looks so stressed out. My God. I said, okay. So until that head comes out of the sand, there's nothing I can do. But most of my patients are not like that. They are the other way around.
Well, this is very good. I want to hit a little bit more on the physical, though, because there are people who are in pain, and they have a hard time walking. Could they sit in a chair and do things? Give us some other kinds of exercises for people who can't walk.
Well, let's talk about pain, excuses of not walking. First of all, excuses. Pain is the number one excuse. I'm in pain, therefore I cannot walk. You have to analyze, where am I having pain? It could be a real pain. You have a little bit of arthritis. So what I tell my patient, and I usually demonstrate to them, I say, when you get up in the morning, I'm going to stand up so I can demonstrate to you.
Right.
When you get up in the morning, I say, the first thing I want you to do is lubricate your joints. So I tell them to take their ankle and do circular motion with their ankle, and then their knee, and then their hip, and take your shoulder and drop your shoulder like that, like if you have a paralysis on that arm, and then do circular motion on that shoulder. Clockwise, counterclockwise, and do it on your elbow, do it on your wrist. And then you take your back without moving your hip, and you swing side to side, and then you bend forward, and then you push back. And by doing that, what you are doing is lubricating your joints. You're lubricating. I have just demonstrated to you how to lubricate my entire body, the joints of my entire body. So here, let's do it together.
No. I wanted to tell you something.
Yeah.
For 25 years, I learned this from a yoga person, and this is too low. When I get up and I brush my teeth,
Oh, you told me, yes.
I told you,
Yeah.
and I do this. I've never had back problems because I'm stretching this leg. I have great muscles here. And the other thing that I do
it every day.
Yes, I do it every day for 25 years. The other thing I learned when I was doing modeling is I don't know, you can describe this. I do this
It's
12,
a butterfly.
20 times this way,
Yeah.
and then 20 times this way, and you can see.
Because you're moving the entire chest.
It's what you
your
said.
whole chest
Exactly,
walk.
and I don't know how to describe. What was
Well,
I doing?
you extend your arm to both sides,
Yeah.
and then you do clockwise
Right.
and counterclockwise.
Right.
But if you try this at home, just extend your arms all the way as if you are trying to reach both walls on both sides of you. And
I'm trying to
then
fly.
you go into circular motion, clockwise and counterclockwise. You are moving all of the muscle on your
That's right.
chest wall.
See?
It's not only your shoulder.
That's right.
So when you drop your arm forward, like we said, this is only shoulder. The chest wall is not moving.
Yeah.
But when you do what you do, just extend it to the side and do the same circular motion, now you are including your chest wall. So look how much in this little room, how many exercises we are able to do. And sometimes, when, I do lecture a lot. I'm a national speaker. When I'm traveling, I still get up and do my basic exercises.
I think you bring up a good point. People are traveling. We have to make sure people don't sit the whole time of that airplane. And they should get up. Even if they go to the bathroom, they can stand up. Most people just sit there.
They sit there and they can develop clots. Mm-hmm. I was talking to one of my drug pharmaceutical representative, and she said, Dr. Mencia, I'm dealing with this blood pressure thing, and blood pressure is going up a little bit, and I don't want to take medication. I say, well, look at your lifestyle. You get up in the morning, you get in that car, and you go doctor to doctor's office. And when you go to a doctor's office, you sit and wait for the doctor. And so I asked her, how much time you spend waiting for the doctor? He said, well, you are one of the fastest ones. So usually when I come here, you come and take care of me, sign, listen to me, and I go. A lot of time I have to spend at least 10 to 20 minutes waiting for the doctor to show up. I said, don't sit there. Just get up, move your leg, walk around, read something, just stay active because you're sitting in the car. Don't sit in the chair. Stand up, work on your posture. Because when you go back in that car, you're going to sit again. So don't sit on the chair. Just do things. And she was saying, yeah, that's what I do all the time. I go from the car seat to the doctor's waiting room seat, So it's activity. So he said, well, I go to the gym when I get home, but that's not enough.
Well, I had a cousin come to visit me. She hasn't seen me for a while. She said, why are you stooping? I said, I think I am stooping. She says, Anita, put your chest out,
right?
Which I haven't done for a long time. Put your chest out and put your arms back. She said, you used to model. She said, look what's happened to you. I said, oh my God, I didn't realize that. Mm-hmm. I am now changing, but I'll tell you what happens. And I knew this from gerontology. Older people are afraid of falling. So they tend to look down, and it's a natural evolution. Because I know my mother started doing that, and she said, I'm afraid of falling. So when they get a walker, they feel more secure. But I haven't been afraid of falling, but somehow I'm bending over, and I am now adjusting that. And so I'm sure you've seen that. I mean, with people.
Look at if you want to, sometimes we learn by observing. So observe somebody your age with a dress on, or a suit like I have on, and look at the jacket. So if you look at a person with a suit on, and you see that the suit is biggest in the front and too high in the back.
That's right. That's what's happening.
A woman with a dress on.
Right.
You see that the dress is longer in front and shorter in the back. It's your posture.
Yes.
You have to stand up straight.
Yes.
So if you look at the man your age, or look at the woman your age, and look at the clothes, and the clothes is no different. You take that dress off, that dress is perfect, or the jacket is made perfectly. It's just the way we walk, the way we do things. We forget about having good posture, and that's why we have so much back problem as we age.
Well, it is something we have to do, and I think that I guess if someone gets on these machines, I don't think that'll particularly help them. That's not what we're talking about. We're really talking, well, anyway.
Let's get the phone number.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We keep forgetting this. Well, there are a couple of things. I think for all of you, you do know that Dr. Mencia now has something called Stonewater Med Spa.
Oh,
and
wonderful.
We're going to talk about that in a minute, and we're going to give you a phone number for that. But right now, let's talk about his medical and dental centers. There's one at Boynton Beach, but in Fort Lauderdale, which is his primary center, they're located at 1608 East Commercial Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale. The phone number to call there, now get your pencils out, it's 954-489-1345. 954-489-1345. But they have a beautiful office in Boynton Beach. So if that's more convenient for you, I'll give you a phone number. You can find out when their doctor is there, when their dentist is there. pretty much all the time. So that's 561-270-6494. Now, on Saturdays, Dr. Mencia and his whole staff are open at the Fort Lauderdale office. Now, that's not necessarily true in Boynton Beach, is it?
No.
So Fort Lauderdale is where you want to call, and then you can make the arrangements from there. Phone number again, 954-489-1345. You can actually get a lot of help at home if that's better for you, because home service, they're still available, aren't they?
They're still available.
The home visit services, it's rare that you can get medical people to go home and help you. So this is I applaud Dr. Mencia for doing this. So if you call that number, 954-489-1345, you'll be able to make those arrangements.
You know something? Is we talk about home visit and the social need of home visit and the great impact. And Medicare came by my office to see me. They came to see me. Said, well, you're doing home visits, so that's a flag. I say, excuse me? I'm a geriatrician. I am a geriatrician. Well, a lot of people are exploiting home visit and misusing. I say, I agree with you. Then you should go after them. But, there are so many people homebound that require help. So you say, well, how do we know they are homebound? I said, let me tell you. Let me try to educate you a little bit. You can, if you have a mother or a father and they are lucky enough to live, they hit the age of late 80s or early 90s or early 100s, and they are happy-go-lucky, and they develop a UTI or a urinary tract infection or a bronchitis, they can suddenly become homebound. And if we neglect them as a society, they die. They either end up in the hospital, then they're going to take our Medicare money and pay it in intensive care or something like that. But so that's called temporarily homebound. There are other people that develop a major stroke. They are on a wheelchair. They need total assistance. And those are the unfortunate ones, permanently homebound. So, I know this company out there that they are third party. They're not even government company. The Medicare will pay them a percentage of what they collect. And they are going out there just destroying good company and making it hard on good doctors that are doing good services. And I say, look, all of my nurses are certified. We are doing good services. So,
and I applaud you. I'm the one, I think, that begged you to start doing this because I know so many people, including my mother, who never got care. And I'm sure if they took quotations from all the people who you're serving, they would applaud you. They would give you 100%. That's what they should do. They should go to the patients and talk to them.
Exactly.
Not talk to you.
And some of the patients say, I got a call from Medicare. And I say, good. Did you tell them, I told them, the services. And these are people that they could be able to come to the office, but they get sick and they call and they say, doctor, I cannot make it.
No, they can't come. They have to get transportation. They go out into the weather. They can get sick. No,
and
I love what you're doing.
Needs, so I will continue to do it.
Absolutely. And you can send them to me, Dr. Mencia, because I think what you do is spectacular. And we're just going to give one little plug to the Stonewater Med Spa, which if you want to have manicure, you want to have facials, you want to have a massage, you want to have the saltwater, treatment, please do this. And get your pencils out, because here's another phone number, 954-561-8799. Treat yourself to this, because that's mentally and physically. Oh, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
And Dr. Mencia loves this place. You ought to go see it. It's over there on East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's 2767, and you'll be so thrilled with this. Right?
It is a wonderful thing, and the staff there, they're doing such a great job. And when I bought the place, I sat down with them and I told them, listen, let me tell you what my objectives are. I want to make a beautiful med spa for the client. And I say, I'm busy. I'm a busy doctor. I'm doing very well, thank you. Financially well with this is not like being greedy to make more money. This is something that I want to do because I do aesthetic. So I want to do something really nice. I want to explore this.
Well, I think it was a missing piece because you have
Yes.
so many things at your office, but here's a way now to say, okay, so instead of sending them out to California to these big fancy places, right, they're sending them to the med spa. And well, I'd like to tell you that Dr. Mencia will be one of our distinguished speakers at our Cure Symposium. And I'm going to ask him if we could give some sort of certificates to Stonewater Med Spa.
Absolutely.
There, we ought to do that.
Yeah.
I think this will be great. We're going to talk about that. So anyway, thank you very much. I know you have to run down.
Thank you, Anita. Oh
He's
my
going to
God.
run down to.
Our time is so short.
I know, but
Our
it's
half hour
called
goes
quality.
so fast. It's
called quality, and we'll see you
We're
on
talking about
YouTube.
quality sleep.
Quality sleep. Oh, that's another subject. But we're going to. We're very happy. And last week, apparently, and I wasn't here.
Exercise, physically and
Sexercise.
mentally.
You see, if we change the word to sexercise, I think we'll get more
That's
takers.
another topic.
I know, it used to be. Thanks for listening to The Wonderful World of Wellness with Dr. Andy Mencia. Be sure to tune in each Saturday morning from 7 to 7:30 right here on WSBR 740 AM.